What are we doing? The most uninspiring, lifeless, and careless performance I've probably ever seen in a relegation six-pointer, especially after the fans gave everything, and especially against the Nottingham Forest side, which has had 4 managers this season and hasn't won a Premier League game in 8 games. And the fact is, the fans did everything they could. The high road kind of parade, welcoming the bus, whatever you want to call it, brilliant. We did our part. And to be honest, the players and the manager alike had nothing to show for it. Probably apart from just these two right here. Especially Matisse Tell, I felt like had a really good game yesterday before he obviously had to come off that minor injury. Obviously, we'll get some updates on that in the future. And Archie Gray always showing his absolute best, trying to do his best, but unfortunately didn't play as well as he could have done. But these two, for me, really did stand out. But unfortunately, the rest of the team, what on earth were you doing? This is a very good example. This is Romero for the second Nottingham Forest goal. Look at where he is, right? Look at where he is there. When Nottingham Forest cut it back to Morgan Gibbs-White, who has a free shot on goal. Romero, you are a World Cup winning centre-back. You're good at football if you want to be. Yes, maybe our manager isn't the best, but you should know where you need to be, especially for obvious things like these. I could see all the way on the other side of London from the TV that there was this huge gap between Sarr and Romero, and this was just allowed to be passed through and a free shot at goal, which eventually went in because Vicario couldn't keep it out. And it just shows you that our players, either they're not trying or there is something seriously wrong with them apart from the very few that we actually have doing well. And also, here is another thing. Romero, in his interview, he said that the second goal was stupid and that right now the most important thing is to go away on international duty with the national team and come back for some finals. Well, Christian, my friend, if you weren't aware, yesterday was a final. It's a relegation six-pointer and now we're only 1 point and 1 place off that relegation zone. And you, and just like the rest of the team, did not turn up at all. When everyone else, including, well, the fans turned up, as we saw on High Road, then in the stadium, all the flags, all the great atmosphere, until you guys gave up in the second half, and then proceeded to just go and lose the game 3-0 against our relegation rivals. And also, another thing to mention here is also the fact that Vinay was also getting called out after the game in the West Stand. He is definitely one of the reasons our club has been going down in such a bad way. Obviously, in January, should have signed players, didn't sign players, put Conor Gallagher on 200 grand a week. What's that all about? Then signed Sousa, fine, but I mean, you can't only be signing them two. And look at where we are now. Obviously, he's not the only reason, but he is certainly also definitely one of the reasons. And also, Atletico Madrid, I mean, it feels like a massive step back from how we played against Atletico Madrid. That 3-2 victory at home. We've still got no Premier League wins in 2026. No Premier League wins under Igor Tudor. Only 1 Premier League point under Igor Tudor. And still the worst home form in the Premier League. What are we doing, guys? Tottenham Hotspur, what are we doing? This is the same team that, a few years ago, 6 years ago, was in a Champions League final. Same team that was in a Europa League final last year. Same team that was in a Carabao Cup final against City a few years back. Like, what are we actually doing here? It's completely horrific the way we're playing. And obviously, another thing to mention is Igor Tudor. I mean, obviously, he couldn't take the interview yesterday due to some personal issues. I hope, obviously, that all goes as best it can, of course. But on the football side of things, I feel like Simmons, he had a great game against Atletico Madrid, as we can see here from the 9.5 star rating. Didn't even start against Forest. And it's just like, well, you bring him on in the 70th, 65th, 70th minute when we're 2-0 down. He actually played well as well. And it's just like, come on, at least play the people who are in form. Play the people who we think are going to do well. And just don't do that. I mean, also, another thing to mention is also the two up top we played yesterday, Solanke and Richarlison. Solanke, I mean, what? I mean, just lifeless. Nothing there. Like, really nothing there at all. And Richarlison, likewise, I mean, I'd say slightly better than Solanke, but still, just absolutely nothing coming from the two up top. And generally, when you got two up top, you're aiming to score. Obviously, you are. But I mean, no goals, no real involvements either, as you guys can see from these ratings. It's just like, well, what are we actually doing here? And this is coming against the Nottingham Forest team, which haven't won a game of football in the Premier League for ages. For 8 games, they haven't won a game of football in the Premier League. And now they come to our place and beat us 3-0 3-0 for the second time this season. It goes to show how badly this is all going. And obviously, with our recent results, you do also need to ask, well, Igor, are you going? I mean, he came in the Arsenal game. Loss, draw, win, loss. 1 point in the Premier League, as we've already said. I mean, he kind of needs to go. I mean, they gave him until the Forest game to see what he could do. And we've just lost 3-0. And now looking at the table, I mean, it's awful. It is completely horrific the way our club is at the moment, as we all know from the table. It's a very, very big issue. The only good thing about yesterday was the fact that Arsenal lost in a cup final. Literally the only good thing. And even then, wasn't even too bothered about it, considering, I mean, look at where we are now. Forest, obviously, leapfrogging us, had the chance to go past Leeds yesterday. We didn't. West Ham, thankfully, they lost yesterday. Had they even gotten a win, they would have been above us. And I mean, the fact is, in the Premier League, we've only gotten 1 point under Igor Tudor. When the whole aim of Igor Tudor was to get in, to bring points to us, and to do well, and overall that just hasn't happened, unfortunately. And yeah, obviously I have mentioned some replacements for Igor Tudor in the last few videos. Obviously, De Zerbi was Tottenham's main candidate. I think he still is. But the issue with that is he would have to be on a permanent basis. He doesn't want to come on some interim rubbish, so he's got to come in on a permanent. But then, as Tottenham fans, we're like, well, hang on a minute. We want Poch in. Of course we want Poch in. We love Poch. And I'm not saying anything bad about De Zerbi, but we want Poch in. Because if De Zerbi's in on a permanent deal, then Poch isn't going to come, obviously, after that World Cup in June and July. So that's an issue. Then we also have the fact that, well, what if we don't bring De Zerbi in, but get relegated? Because is Poch really going to want to come back to a championship side? I mean, I know he has said he will, or that he'd like to, but I mean, really, for all you know, he might change his mind. De Zerbi then might be too late to even get De Zerbi if we're already in the championship. And this is the kind of mess we're in. Also, Ange Postecoglou, I've seen people say, oh, get Ange in. Fine, yeah, Ange does obviously know the Tottenham setup. He's won a trophy with us. Last year we were in 17th, but the point is we finished 11 points, I think it was, above the relegation zone, because the 3 teams below us were, in all honesty, utter, really bad rubbish. But that's what we are this season. So I'd pay quite a sum of money, if I had money, to get Tottenham out of this mess. But geez, we are really, really in a mess. So Ange, obviously, he knows Tottenham. Wouldn't take him too long to actually get back into the flow of things. But then again, is his football a little bit risky with that high line? Could be a bit risky in a relegation battle. But then again, well, we do need points as well. So there is that. Obviously, there's Ryan Mason. Obviously, he didn't have the best spell at West Brom. He's not going too well there. But he is Tottenham through and through. He knows what it's like to be at Tottenham. He's managed us in a Carabao Cup final before against City, where we lost 1-0. Will he come back? Maybe. But I do think Tudor does need to go. But obviously, this isn't just a Tudor thing. But it's really everything. I mean, obviously, it comes at the top with Vinay and the owners as well. Obviously, Enoch. The manager, obviously, Tudor, just not good enough. I'm afraid he just isn't good enough. There's no real other way of putting it. He simply is not good enough. And the players as well. I mean, as we said earlier, I think two of them, these two probably the only ones yesterday who are actually showing anything. But other than that, I mean, guys, I mean, what are we doing here? What is this? The rest of you, come on, guys. Romero, you're the captain. You've got to be working. You've got to be working. I mean, you're a World Cup winning centre-back. Do your job. I mean, come on. And, I mean, obviously it's not just him. There's other ones as well. I'm not saying he's the only one to blame either. But, you know, I mean, Pat Matsar as well in the midfield I felt was really poor. Certainly he's not as good as Archie Gray, in my opinion, at least. And, yeah, overall, players didn't turn up. Manager didn't turn up. Made some dodgy substitutions, in my opinion, as well. And obviously the board and the owners as well. Not great at all. And what do we do now? I've already said perhaps a new manager. Thank God there is an international break. Our next game is in 22 days away at the Stadium of Light in Sunderland. Hopefully we can somehow get 3 points there. Things will probably change before that game, so we'll have to see how that goes. But I do think we do need to sack Tudor, and we need to make use of this 22 days. Obviously, we can't have many training sessions because lots of our players will be abroad on international duty. But in terms of the actual club, we need to use this time to fix things and hopefully get things right to get ourselves out of this absolute mess that we've been put in anyway, because the fans are the only ones who cares, and yesterday just reinforces and proves that. And everything yesterday, apart from that, was completely horrific. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Do like and subscribe if you are a Tottenham fan and want to see more content like this one. And even if you're not a Tottenham fan, if you want to see angry Tottenham fans, you can also subscribe to this channel. And yeah, come on you Spurs, and see you guys in the next one.